yeah, like scooting to fuck you. But we're about to have video capability soon. Once we all fucking pitch
Well,
in.
then you can start fucking play your little pantomime game, all right? At the moment, you're fucked.
Spell pantomime.
You
Can't
spell
use,
it.
I can't. I don't use the words, so you can't use words unless you know how to spell them.
What's the difference between a pantomime and a regular mime?
He's out of breath.
You! Oh, my God.
We just gave you material time.
Dude,
Right?
We started there.
I'm so,
7.
I'm
1,
so
2,
mad at you right
5.
now.
Is that right?
Are we doing this right?
No, it's not fucking right.
He's
I don't know if
panting. He's out of breath.
Yeah, it's a panting mime. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. A panting mime is still like, there's no difference between that and a regular mime because mimes don't fucking talk anyway.
I thought you were going to say mimes don't exist.
When's the last time you saw a mime? I think it's made up.
I've never seen a fucking mime.
I know.
Mr. Mime, the Pokemon.
Speaking of a mime, I went to Universal Studios. I took my kids for my son's, well, both their birthdays because they're in January. But we seen a midget, and he was waving us like he's a parking guy. And I was like, fuck, I wanted my kids to see him so bad because I don't know the next time we're going to see him. I didn't know the next time we're going to see him like a little person.
Yo, I don't know when we're going to see a midget in the wild. We got to get on to that.
I wanted them to see it because they never
Look at
seen
him.
no good.
Look at him go.
You know what? I'm trying
I
to
told
teach
you that's
my
my
kids out here.
first. That's the first YouTube video I've ever seen.
Midgets are the only minority you're excited to see.
That's the first YouTube video I ever saw. My buddy was like, "Hey, you want to see a midget pumping gas?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, is that fool that jumps out of the truck? Yeah. It's like
No, it wasn't that guy.
It's not like a
different guy. That's a
1987
new
Suburban
one.
or something.
That's a new one. Yeah.
It's like a little black fool.
There's just-
A midget pumping gas
Yeah.
sounds like a euphemism for a sex position.
Yeah, it does.
So we didn't even explain the podcast to you. So in the beginning, so it's 7125 Media. That's my old address. So we used to all hang out there and meet up there for parties, and it's just basically the '90s kid thing. You hang out on the little green thing, you know, like the cable box.
Yeah.
And that's where everyone just hangs out and talks shit. So this is are we doing this right? That's the one we're doing now. So continue on.
I don't know what you expect. Like, I'm not your clown, bitch.
I looked at you like, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I'm
You're on stage, bitch. You're on stage.
Dance, monkey, dance.
I know, right? What the fuck?
Which that song Dance Monkey, I kind of thought but that white chick from,
Best
like,
transition ever.
no, but I was like, that's kind of like racist, right?
That's super fucking racist.
It's
Having
very
all
racist,
these young
yeah.
kids, my son sings in it too, and I'm like, fuck, that's kind of, he plays football, so he has black friends.
It's like 100% racist. Yeah.
Yeah, they're allowed to sing it. He's not.
But even they got mad at Conor McGregor when he was fighting Floyd because
He
he's
called
like,
him a
dance
boy.
monkey, dance boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that, especially as an Irish guy.
Yeah.
But the
it's
racial
also
thing is different. That's an American
it's not
thing.
in
you know?
Irish.
It's also especially bad because he got his fucking ass kicked.
Not,
It was expected.
it was cool.
No, that's you not being a boxing fan. If you say that he didn't get his ass
he
kicked.
got his ass whipped, but he
yeah.
didn't get knocked the fuck out. Like, I
Well,
thought.
no, yeah, because the ref
But
saved his
Mayweather
ass.
ain't a knockout fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's never been a knockout artist.
No.
And Floyd was just he was like partying the night before the whole
Yeah,
week on
he
purpose.
didn't give a fuck.
He knew he could just take him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Until,
what happens. Oh shit, we just had a cookie
yeah,
delivery.
cookie. All right, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Put it right next to the fat guy. I'm not going to take it personally.
But speaking on pumping gas, last night I was thinking about it. Why does it the fucking thing where you put to keep it held up? It never stays.
Oh, the latch.
Yeah, and I always have to stand there and just like hold it.
It's because you only put $5 at a time, so it stops it. Fool.
No, I put 40. I put $40. You know what? Ever since you told me that people steal your information, I go inside now.
Yeah.
Do you really?
100% I go inside. Yeah.
I've been jacked a couple times.
Yeah.
So.
No shit.
Yeah, so they take your credit card information from those slots. They either put like
Oh,
a little reader on it.
little
Yeah.
reader on it. Yeah.
motherfuckers.
They take your debit card information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said
They can't take your credit card information. Doesn't work the same way.
Good input, Eric. Thank you.
Well, most people say
no.
debit card, credit card, they use it's the same thing to most people.
That's fair.
But I understand a debit card. Yeah, I only have debit card.
Somebody finally showed up.
Oh shit! Good thing we just started.
I don't use my
Yep.
credit card. I still owe Capital One a shitload of money.
What's going on?
What up?
Yeah, we
What's
just
happening?
got Tony in. Oh yeah, we got Art in the building. We got Tim as a guest.
you
We're,
never-
we're 5
returning
minutes
guest.
in. Maybe we should introduce people.
Never did the intros.
Yeah, I know. Then Tony just showed up with some. Just
Brought
hang
your
out with
cookies.
You're gonna take one though.
So which one of us has a coronavirus?
All of us
I'm
do,
sick of that
apparently.
shit.
Only drink Modelo's, fool.
Stupid.
Corona owns Modelo's. Do they? Yeah. What? It's a fucking monopoly.
Nah, they're all owned by AB InBev. The
Who's that?
Brazilian billionaires. They own everybody.
That
They
They,
own
they
you
own
too?
they own Budweiser. They own they probably own me. I mean,
Fucking whore, Tim. You're a fucking whore.
look, I'm here to get paid, motherfucker. All right.
Oh shit! This is the wrong one.
Wrong one, what?
To get paid.
All right.
No one's paying. Well, since we have a comedian or someone that's in the circuit,
Oh, yeah. Let's hear your take on Ari Shafir.
yeah, I wanted.
I think he told a fucking joke, and I think everybody's a bunch of pussies, and most of the people complaining about it are the ones who bitch about when other people get offended by jokes, but all of a sudden it's about a sports star and they take it fucking personally, and I think everybody's a bunch of fucking babies. That's what I think.
Well, did he make a dead Kobe joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see it?
He was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you didn't see it?
It wasn't really a joke. It was
to be
It was brutal. It was brutal.
To be totally honest, it was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
It was savage. And so
He brought up the rape case. He
Yeah.
he was just saying, oh, yeah, fucking,
yeah.
I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole deal.
But that's why it's
But
funny
he's
to me.
known
It's
to
so
do
over
that
the
when
top.
someone dies because
Yeah.
his whole thing is like,
He does
why
that all
are
the time.
celebrities being glorified? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like I got an issue with people that kind of like deify dead people. Like if he was a piece of shit when he was alive, he's still a piece of shit even though he's dead. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to be like, he was a great man. Like, nah, I fucking hated him, and now he's dead, and I still fucking hate him. Like that's I don't understand that. How
Yeah,
people, why
respect for
people
the
do
dead is a weird concept.
that. Yeah, like who the fuck cares? They're dead.
Totally.
You guys can talk shit like on me if I
They
fucking
clearly
die. I don't
don't.
fucking care. I'm
Yeah.
dead.
They clearly
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
They're
the-
fucking dead.
Yeah, the dead person's fine.
Yeah.
No,
They
but
got-
he was a great basketball player. And
Yeah, he was.
He's dope.
And a better rapist.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Supposedly.
well, like the
There goes your
like,
career. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, that's what's holding me up. That's the fucking hand on the door.
There's
Well,
ice
that's
on the
that's like
cooler,
not a
so-
contestable fact that he was a good basketball player. Like he was great. You know.
No, yeah,
He
he's
was
one of the
yeah.
best to
Yeah, you
ever
can't,
play the
you
fucking
can't
game.
argue that. You know. But
Yeah.
No question.
I just wanted to end Tim's career. That was my whole.
No,
What
not gonna
fucking
happen.
career, son?
You won't be allowed in Fullerton anymore.
It's Orange County, dude. They don't give a fuck about Kobe.
Yeah, let's go with fucking Bill Cosby. He was a great fucking comedian, but
Yeah, that's where that ends. The rest of him is a fucking monster.
That was before my time. The only thing I watched about, from Bill Cosby was the
Ghost Dad.
Albert.
yeah, from what
Fat Albert?
from what you remember.
From all things?
But it
you
wasn't the
saw Fat
cartoon.
Albert?
It was the where they turned it into like they're real people.
Wait, the live action Fat
Yeah.
Albert is your only reference for Bill Cosby?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
he wasn't even
That's
in that movie.
amazing.
I don't think.
Well, Fat Albert. That's the only.
Well, he wasn't in that movie.
Yeah, he's not
I'm not
in
saying
it.
he's not in it, but
There's
I'm
there's just
saying.
black people in that movie. That's like
Damn.
I did not say they all
Check
look
your
alike.
facts, dude.
But Fat Albert, wasn't that a creation from Bill Cosby?
Yeah. It was a cartoon he made.
So fuck you guys.
I didn't even know that. So, all right.
I only
I just
remember
do
from the Jello commercial.
Yep,
Yeah.
Jello, and then his that sitcom he had.
Yeah, he gave
Yeah.
everyone the fucking putty pup.
Fuck you.
Womp womp.
But I remember what's his name more than like Bill Cosby show. The what you talking about, Willis? Fucking Different Strokes. Is that what?
Oh, yeah.
That's
different
way
from
before
Ghost.
our time too, though, man. That's
Yeah,
that's,
that
But
is.
that was like on Nick
that's
at
even
Night
before.
and
Like
Dude,
That's on Nick and Night and shit.
shit. I watched that.
So
and-
what do you guys consider our time? The Wonder Years?
I grew
Somewhat?
I grew up Wonder Years. Yeah.
Wonder Years, Home
Winnie
Improvement.
Winnie
Bit.
Cooper?
Home
Yeah.
Improvement.
Home
Yeah,
Improvement. Benford
yeah.
Tools. Shout out to
Yeah.
Benford Tools. One of our
I just saw
sponsors.
Tim Allen on Jimmy Kimmel. I went to taping the.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah.
Wait, you went to a
Tim-
Kimmel tape?
Yeah, Tim Allen's a piece of shit. He's a
He
racist
is.
motherfucker. Yeah.
He used to be a drug dealer.
Oh, yeah, he was. He also is a fucking rat. He dropped dime on his boys
Yeah,
to
he
get a
did.
lower sentence.
Yeah, he was making like super like
Yeah.
misogynistic. Like I
kind
was
of
like,
drugs,
damn, they're gonna cut all this fucking shit out of here. Like he's just like a cantankerous fucking old man. Like that's all he is. Bitter old white guy.
Yeah, he is. He's a bit. Yeah, and a bitter fucking rich old white guy.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
Fucking Buzz Lightyear.
You fucking Buzz Lightyear. At least Tom Hanks is nice enough, man. You can fuck off.
What kind of
Vice
drugs did he
president.
sell?
Coke.
Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That
the 80s. It was the 80s.
He had
man.
the stash and everything.
Yep. Yeah, he did. He had the.
You look at your typical.
check out his
Jordan,
mugshot.
the
It's
80s.
full blown like 80s porn stash.
You got to appreciate him for the Santa Claus, though. 1, 2, and 3.
Those are good-ass movies,
Those
yeah.
are good-ass movies.
What?
Illogical, but they're good movies.
What movies?
The Santa Claus?
Oh yeah. Well, number 1 is still the best.
Yeah.
Like that definitely holds.
Yeah.
I used to watch Home Improvement religiously. I thought that show was
Really?
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that show
Young
was
Jonathan
awesome.
Taylor Thomas?
Yeah.
That fucking,
Jesus.
that was a modern day bowl cut.
Al
There you
Borland. Al Borland.
There he is. That's
There he
Tim
is.
Allen.
Damn.
That's his
Yeah.
mugshot.
Out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, Midwest piece of shit.
So yeah,
that
fucking.
shit
I
was
used to watch
legit.
that a lot. A Boy Meets World was
Boy
another
Meets
one.
World, yeah.
See, I was such a fucking nerd, man. I watched cartoons.
I was mad
religiously.
about cartoons.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't really watch a lot of like
So I never watched
cartoons.
fake shit like you guys, but I watched more of the real stuff.
Oh yeah, because Tim Allen was really.
because Tim the
Tim
Tool
Allen
Man
was
Taylor,
real- yeah.
he was
That
That
was
was
a real
fucking
guy.
middle class, like fucking Married with Children.
that most motherfuckers had a big ass house.
Roseanne.
Those were upper class
Oh,
motherfuckers.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
Roseanne was a little more middle class.
What was the dude that sat on the couch?
Your face.
And he was like, he's kind of like Homer, but a dude, like a real guy.
You talking about Married with Children?
Yeah,
That's
you're probably talking
exactly
about
what
Al
they were-
Bundy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bundy.
Or what about
shoe
the dude,
salesman?
the
Yeah.
Muppet guy?
Yeah, never would have guessed in a million years that the wife from Married with Children to go on to be Futurama
No, not even that.
Wasn't she in a different show?
chick-
and Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she was
Hell
dope
yeah.
on that.
She's Leela and yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what a fucking bananas ass career.
And she's married with Otto.
the guy who made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the creator.
Yeah. No wonder she's in it.
There you go.
She's good in it though.
Yeah.
I believe
Oh,
every.
she's-
But there's a ton of people like that, like Scrubs, the one bitch Jordan who's banging the other doctor. That's the creator's wife.
That's a chick show. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's how. Well, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like the waitress Charlie's after.
that's
that's
right.
his
Okay,
wife.
that-
That's his
a
actual
funny
real
show,
life.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
waitress, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
That's a
and
great
Mac and
classic
Dee
show.
are married in real life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Everybody buddies up. Or Parks and Rec, Ron Swanson and Tammy too, his ex-wife. They're
Were you guys
actually
fans
married.
of Seinfeld?
I did like Seinfeld.
I
yeah.
like Seinfeld. Yeah.
Seinfeld's a classic.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. The episode that really sold me on it was the one where they have the jerk off contest.
I don't remember that.
What?
It's who can hold out long enough.
Oh yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And then when
Kramer bones out, comes back in.
Yeah.
He's like, I lost. Yeah.
like
good.
5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes in, he just pieces out.
Just throws the money on the table. Yeah.
My favorite is when like Elaine, the chick, tries to come into it, and they're all like, "Oh, I don't know here. Like, it's ridiculous." And she's like, "What? We do it too." And he's like, "Yeah, but it's not like us. It's part of our lifestyle. It's like shaving." And she's like, "We shave our legs." And Kramer goes, "Not every day."
There was a. I
Like
think
that's a legitimately good joke.
Did
I
you
think it
ever
was a
get into
comedian.
Friends?
I did, sadly.
Nah, Friends.
I like
No,
Friends.
dude, Friends. I didn't care about it in the beginning, but once I saw it when I was older, it made a lot more sense.
Yeah, there's honestly the best joke I ever heard on that show. It was one joke pretty early. I'd say like maybe second, third season. And it's Chandler and Joey, two of the only funny people on the show. And they're talking about a chick that they're both going after. And she kind of insinuated that she wanted to fuck both of them at the same time. And so they're kind of negotiating, like, are we going to do this? Are we not?
I remember that,
And
yeah.
they're kind of going back and forth. And so they're asking questions like where do each of us go? That's what Chandler says. Like, where do we go? And Chandler's like, well, I suppose we could flip a coin for it. And Joey goes, well, what's heads and what's tails? And he's like, if you don't know that, then I don't want to do this with you.
I don't think I would ever smash a chick with another dude. That'd be like.
That'd be weird.
How old are you?
Two situations. 31.
Yeah, exactly. When you were 21, that'd be a different question.
Now, even when I had homies that were flipping girls.
Yeah,
well, that's what
there's-
they called it.
No, I remember
And
trains.
Flipping
trains,
girls?
Yeah, trains were like
they were called
whatever.
flips.
But like at the same time, I remember we have a homie that I remember. Yeah. House
Well,
parties.
wait, no. No, you can't just breeze over that motherfucker.
It was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, yeah, whatever.
Well, there would be two dudes and one
No,
chick.
not whatever. Get into this.
Because like you guys are gonna be staring at each other, and then I guess they would like high five.
Well, you
and
don't
shit
make
like that,
fucking eye
but-
contact.
So-
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower.
You don't know that. Yeah, you don't.
So earlier I got a haircut from Art, and he was telling me about dreams. So I want to know you guys' take on dreams.
Okay, that's a hell of a segue. What about him? Like, what?
So-
why don't you start with your theory, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I don't have a theory yet. So
Well, I got a theory.
there it goes.
All right, yeah, go.
So I think I don't know. Well, what could be many a possibility, but like I think that It's like just a reality, just like how a regular reality is. I still got beer in here.
It's all right. I need more.
All right. No, but like you slip into another like almost like kind of alternate dimension when you sleep. But we had a discussion about that, like what constitutes kind of reality then, because the whole world you make up a whole world in your mind when you dream. You could touch shit, you think shit, however it may be. You know what makes that less real than your waking life, kind of.
Other people.
But
like that's literally.
But there's other people in your dreams.
No, but I mean like
I could be making all you fools up right now and
never know it. Of course,
exactly. And it's the same thing about a dream. You might be waking up into real life from like the dream world is the real world. You know what I mean?
But it's all ultimately based on your own perception. So it's finite. There's no way to confirm anything.
Oh no, nothing.
Yeah. It's the old what was his name? Fucking
Schrodinger's cat.
No. It's God damn it. What is his fucking name? Rene Descartes, old French philosopher from like the 1800s. He's the guy who said, "I think, therefore I am," because that's the idea. Is when you break it down, like is the world real? I don't know. There's no way to know. Am I real? Well, there's really no way to know. Is this table real? I don't know. Am I thinking? Yeah. I know that. Yeah. If I wasn't thinking, then I wouldn't be thinking. It's impossible. So I think, therefore I am. That's all you know is that whatever's in your mind,
you come up with that reality.
That's real. But literally that's the line, and it's such a finite
and that's
thing.
all you can prove. You know, you can
exactly.
I read this thing and it said like the mantis shrimp, it has like 1 million different color receptors in its eyes, right? So what we see as the color red, this fool might see it as like, oh, who fucking knows? Like it's a spectrum that we can't even comprehend. You know?
Let me stop you there.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's colorblind, and he's like, "Oh, orange is my favorite color." I was like, "Okay, what's orange?" He's like, "Well, how do you explain orange to someone that's color that doesn't
in between red and yellow?"
Well, no, but
again, you'd have to know color.
He doesn't know
if they're red, blue, if they're red, blue colorblind. Like
orange. That's just
know,
one of his.
I'm colorblind, by the way. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, but what he sees, like as whatever this color is, boom, like this color on the top. Whatever you see it as, is not wrong. Like as to what I see it as to what that fucking shrimp sees it as, you know? Like it's all your perception is your reality, you know? And nobody's wrong about it because that's all you can kind of perceive.
Right. It's what I heard somebody say that just like when you say something's objective, like that means it's real. Like it's not part of your subjectivity. But there are things that are objective that are just to you. Like if you're in pain, like say like somebody stabs you in the stomach and you say I'm in pain, that's a subjective thing. Because it's just you. Nobody else can confirm it. But guess what? You are in immense pain. Yeah. So that is an objective fact. Just because other people can't confirm it doesn't mean it isn't true.
So let's talk about the brain. So our conversation earlier was about dreams. So when you have a dream, you know, you obviously get in the REM sleep. Eric could comment on this. And you go in REM sleep and you have this dream. It can be very vivid. You can like actually know you're having that dream.
Yeah.
Or it could just be some fucking wild dream. But you made up these characters. You can see their face, everything. You probably can't punch them. Everyone has that same.
Or run fast. Yeah.
Eric can.
Or run fast.
He's a fucking dream slayer.
Well, hold on. That's why I said him. That's why I fucking mentioned him earlier. So my thing is like, we were talking about earlier. How do you know the difference between that being a reality versus your actual reality? And I'm say, okay, well. Because I think dreams as just like we kind of talked about earlier, it's just like a memory bank, and like you're having these dreams, and then because I have a lot of reoccurring dreams, so like I've been to this town, I've been to this downtown, and I've had them for years.
Yeah, same.
But maybe I had that dream once, and I put it together, and then I just fucking stored it in one place, and I just keep fucking having that same dream.
Yeah.
But then again, he brought up a good point. It's like, why can you only access that when you're dreaming? Not in reality.
What, you can't think about it though? You can't picture it in your brain?
Not the same way I can when I'm dreaming.
Right.
You can
obviously.
though. You can though with practice, and that's what I've been actually working on to access that fucking crazy shit. Like,
sorry, that fucking. You look just like ancient aliens. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna say it's aliens, but it's fucking aliens.
Well, if you do that, how are you ever gonna differentiate what is like your dream mind and what's your regular mind then?
You'll have to attend our church.
Well, no, it's because...
What's the name of our church?
Fuck, what was it?
I'll go. Fuck, what was it? That's a good church name.
No. How he knows is that he has to actually like make the effort to go there. That's the difference.
It takes a lot of fucking effort to try to make that shit happen. And you, from the shit that I've tried, I've learned to make it different from like my waking life in certain ways.
Well, elaborate.
I'll make it glow. I'll make it fucking kind of fantasy looking. I'll like, no matter what, it's gonna be different because the times that I've made it look the same, I've fucked up my own memories. I've gone back into my memories and overwritten some of my memories with like more recent things, and like I fucked that up. And like being a fucking developer, I should have known better. Because you always need to make a copy of it, and then
you gotta have a backup.
Yeah, you gotta have a backup, and like I didn't do that. I'm a fucking dumbass.
So what's that process though? You gotta explain the process.
Well, aren't memories tricky? Period. Because if someone keeps telling you the same thing, like a story, like
no matter what, you're always overwriting your memories.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Your memories aren't real.
You could take a story that someone's told you so many times from when you were a kid and you didn't remember it, but then all of a sudden you start thinking it's your own memory, but it's really just a story that.
Yeah, memories aren't real. Like most of them are 100% wrong. Like they've found, they've done a ton of studies to show that your memories are pure horseshit. Most of it's made up.
Isn't that why they can't use a lot of the eyewitness testimony?
Because it's totally unreliable.
Oh, that's
well, and that's like it's a subjective thing, like eyewitness. Yeah, it's all how you perceive what's going on. Yeah,
but I think that's why, like, what the main thing that separates for most people dreams from reality is the memory thing. Is that you're dreaming so much and you have all this shit, but 10 minutes after you wake up, you can't remember but like an image or a feeling or just a thought or two. Most of it's gone.
But where does that go? Like, where is that?
It's flushed out the memory bank, son.
Yeah.
It has to get stored somewhere.
No, it doesn't have to get stored somewhere.
No, it does.
Most of your memories are gone.
But that's your way of fucking perceiving it. So, like, for example,
I'm saying you, Alex, most of the things that have happened to you, you can't recall every single thing that's ever happened to you over your entire life. No, but not that good.
Not that good.
Not that good.
Not down to the very detail.
Like I
no, of course not. Of course not. But
that's what I'm saying.
Going back to dreams, though. Going back to dreams, because you're saying they're getting fleshed out. So with me, it's like when I have a dream, I can't really think about details when I'm awake. Mm-hmm. But when I'm in that dream, it's like I never left.
Yeah, you're back.
You know, I'm in that same area where I know, hey, that guy works there. That's where that fucking store is. That's where that bar is.
But
it's so fucking weird.
At the same time, go ahead.
He's raising his hand.
Yeah, that's why I said go ahead.
No, I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying
people. Yeah, because we don't have video.
I thought you wanted to talk to me.
We don't have video, and we just had a long pause because this idiot.
God damn it, this idiot.
God damn.
Fuck you
God
guys.
damn it.
I want to take more.
Say what you're gonna say.
Hypothesis.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
No, but I'm saying when you're dreaming, how can it?
God damn it!
It can't be like a different dimension. Like you're from a different dimension going into this one. Like you guys are
why not
intertwning somehow. You know,
well, we don't have.
That's why I can't remember.
I can't tell
so
you.
It's like you're,
that
like
can't tell you that
fade
this
away
is the
once you
truth.
wake up into another whole.
Like alternate and parallel universes.
Yeah, it's possible.
Like you slip into another parallel you.
See, he just has a better vocabulary.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody doesn't smoke quite as much weed.
I want to smoke on the weekend.
but no, that's not a bad theory because like what you were saying, like you slip back into these things. But there are times in dreams, I mean, I can only speak for myself, where I go to a place or I meet a person that I've never met before. They're 100%
that happened
new.
To me last night.
I have no recognition of them, but within the dream, it's like I know them. Like that's the dynamic,
which is weird. It's crazy,
super
right?
weird.
Yeah, but that's all. That also just goes into once again your perception not being your own. That your brain essentially has its own reality, and your consciousness, or what we think of our consciousness, is your brain essentially retconning its own choices. So, like your brain makes a choice, and then it tells your consciousness, "Yo, this is why you did this," and we think it's the other way around.
Wait, but bringing that up is a perfect segue. So Joe Rogan had this podcast with this guy that's all about fucking dreaming and brain and whatever. I don't know if you guys watched it, but he talked about how the part of your brain that has to do with common sense turns off and everything fires. So you're just having fucking so many memories and everything that makes no sense fire all at once. So that's why you have these fucking crazy dreams that make no sense.
And the rational part of your brain is gone.
Exactly.
See, but I don't know if I feed too much into that because like you still got gravity like when you're dreaming. sky's still above you. Well, in a general sense, like if all your common
Yeah,
sense
in a general sense, you can't just think of it just yourself.
if your common sense is completely turned off when you go to sleep, like it'd just be a melee of fucking colors and crazy shit and emotions and sound, and like it wouldn't have any sort of like composition to it.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't-
but that's like we can go super Freudian on this shit if you want, where like that's the part of the brain Freud thought was the superego. That's like the framework of your world. Like that's one of the first things that develops. The first thing is the id, which is just your immediate desires. You know what I mean? Like think of a baby. Like I'm hungry. I've shit my pants. You know what I mean? These are like the immediate things. It's all about me. Everything's about me. Fulfill my needs. And the next thing is your framework. Like, okay, this is the world. Up is up, down is down, left is right, and that's like the next thing.
Up, down, left, right. Yeah, that
And there you go.
You just unlocked your brain, bro.
Yeah.
Is that the gun or the money?
But then,
Unlimited health.
Infinite lives.
Infinite life.
Or about the stars.
You can run extra fast.
and then the last part is the ego, and that's like the you that's you. So the idea would be like that the super ego side of it that knows the framework, that still exists.
But I think a lot of it has to do with when you're about to go to sleep. If you drink liquor, I feel like I have different ones. If I take NyQuil, I have some fucking crazy ass.
Well, yeah,
fucking
because that
dreams.
shit affects your brain.
And marijuana. Like,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
the
saying.
chemical
So it also-
composition. Yeah,
Exactly.
Because when I take NyQuil, I be fucking playing soccer with fucking strawberries like crazy. Crazy ass shit. Like it's weird like
You
that.
fresa.
But yeah, go ahead.
That's the Mexican cover of Strawberry Fields Forever. Strawberry Soccer Forever.
Well, I had a recurring dream when I was a kid all the time that I was like Super Mario and like the piranha plants
Get the
always
fuck
get me
outta here.
like in my backyard, and I just couldn't get out of my backyard, and there was mad piranha plants, and and that was it. Like, and I just had to like dodge these fools, duck, dodge, weave, like that
Mad
was it.
piranha plants,
Yeah.
I don't think is a statement that has ever been uttered.
Nah, mine been fucked up. I just had some fucked up dreams. The weird thing that everyone can kind of agree on, well, we talked about it, and I've talked to other people, it's when you try to punch, you can't really fucking hit someone.
Oh, I know, right?
It's
You're
fucking
always
weird. It's
you're always
jello.
strong punch?
It's
you're always like a
jello.
bitch.
You could strong punch in your dream.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not always.
I wonder, but what is that either? Like that you can't strong punch, or you can't run fast, or you can't like ever get away from who the fuck ever is chasing you. That
don't have no
motherfucker's
black
right on my ass.
friends.
I know, right?
All the time, yeah.
By the way, that is like I don't know about everybody else. That is one of the most reoccurring dreams I ever have. I call it Invasion of the Body Snatchers dream, where it's like me and like a handful of people versus the world. They're all after us. Like that is a regular one that I have a lot.
And who's always there with you?
It's different. It's a revolving door.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Kick-ass.
it's like at
The
the end at
environment's
the
the
end.
same?
No, it's always it's different setting, different people. It's always new. It's always shifting. But the theme is always the same. It's we got to get the fuck out of here because shit's going down.
Do you consider that a nightmare? Because I don't have nightmares. I've never.
It's a
really
little
had
bit
nightmare.
like here's the problem. Like I never die. I always end up getting away. So ultimately, it's just a lot of panic that amounts to nothing. So it's kind of
Yeah, that
exciting.
makes sense.
It's an action scene.
Yeah.
So do you guys feed into the like train of thought that dreams have some sort of meaning?
I think they can.
Yeah, I think they can.
But I also think a lot.
horoscopically kind of like the weird like
No, I think it's more about like purging parts of your brain that maybe you got problems with.
So like yeah, because sometimes you're stressing out. You're
Yeah.
stressing out about something, and then you dream about it.
Like I've had horrific nightmares. The last place I ever that I worked before Lucas was a place I worked in a warehouse, and it was tons of files. It was a bank, so we'd have these huge files filled with like mortgages and loans and different shit like that.
Yeah.
And it was just this huge operation, and my main job was organizing all that shit. And I literally had nightmares where I would open a door in the warehouse to another room, and there would be just hallways of more shit that I never
Yeah,
knew
that's
about.
a stressor. That's for sure. Stress,
Right,
yeah.
but and it would be a nightmare. Like I would wake up cold sweats, but then I would feel fine the next day at work. But I think that's like your brain kind of running a simulation of worst case
I'm sure
scenarios.
you
that
have.
are
Yeah,
most-
that's-
no.
Yeah.
See, I've
Emotions.
never, but that is like a common kind of nightmare, right? Like
Right.
like an endless cycle of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one hypothesis that's actually out there that your brain runs you through these certain simulations of like the worst scenarios to prepare you for the next day.
Yeah, so that
I'm never
so
gonna
that
run into piranha
emotionally,
plants. Never.
so that
You playing too many fucking video games, fool. That's what it is.
so you tricked your brain into thinking that this is a possibility.
An actual fucking threat in my life.
You must have died too many times on Piranha Plants. Because I know for sure every time I play video games till 3 a.m., I'll have video game dreams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
My mom told me that
You're a very handsome young man.
if you start
She
dreaming
said,
about,
"Go back to sleep. Shut the fuck up."
if you start dreaming about your job, you need to quit. So that's why I quit American Tires.
You used to work there?
But
That's
I worked
some
at
sound advice.
I
Actually.
worked at a tire warehouse where I'd have to unload the trucks and stack the tires, and I started having dreams like that. She's like, "Oh, you gotta quit." So.
That is some sound fucking advice.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
Why the fuck did you say American Tires? You just
Well, it's
Yeah.
called American. It was not the American Tires.
Yeah, fuck American tires.
It's not the one where you go get your tire, but it's like the where they pick the tires.
Shit, you guys aren't gonna like my new sponsor.
Well, have you had a dream where your teeth are like falling apart and you wake up fucking
Well, that's
Yes,
supposed to
actually.
be bad.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
doesn't it mean someone's gonna
Actually,
die?
yeah.
and you really feel like they're gone and you wake up?
yeah.
I've never had the teeth.
No,
That
yeah, I've
means
had
someone's
that.
gonna die. Supposedly.
Yeah, I've had that a lot of times that
Yeah.
were like, and we'll just be like this, like hanging out, and then I'm like, oh
The
fuck.
fuck? My teeth are loose.
shit.
Oh, is it
yeah.
loose?
Yeah, I got a loose tooth, and then I'm like, what the fuck?
And all of
I'm
a sudden,
30 fucking
it's all
years
your
old.
teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my teeth fall out, and then it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Is my insurance gonna cover this? What's my family gonna think? How did this
What about my
happen?
fucking
Am
face?
I dying? Yeah, what's wrong with my
That
fucking
happened to me
face?
once.
How am I going to eat steak?
Yeah.
See that? I'm gonna eat steak. But no, Aaron, like that point that he made that like it's about running a simulation to prepare you. Like maybe you had like a problem with your teeth and your brain is like, yo, let's go worst case scenario.
Well, he does have
Go
a gold
so-
tooth.
I never had no problems with my teeth.
I just had my first actually. I like about 6 months ago. I had a root canal. I never even had a fucking cavity in my entire life. Had a root canal, motherfucker. It was like a knife in my face. It hurt so fucking bad.
Yes,
How
that's
much
what,
did the
that's
tooth
what they
fairy
feel
give
like.
you?
Yeah, horrific. What?
Nothing.
And by the way,
The
this
bowl
is like the first time I've like been prescribed pain pills in about a decade.
Tell
they
me you're
give
taking
you?
them.
Norcos.
You
And
taking them?
5s or 10s?
I did 10s. And boy,
Nice.
they're way more tight-fisted about it now than they were
yeah.
10 years ago. Man, they were like Vicodin here. They were just throwing them at me.
Yeah,
Well, Florida
nowadays,
fucked this up.
yeah,
Fucked it up for us.
but nowadays, like I was in horrendous pain, and they were like, "Here, 10 Norcos for like a week." I'm like, "Eat my ass! Do you see the size of me? Like I weigh over 300 pounds. You think one little one's gonna do jack shit to me? I'm gonna be popping these like Tic Tacs. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man, this isn't fair." And so then I had to turn to weed and booze.
And now he's hooked and he's on fucking heroin.
No, luckily I don't like opiates.
Bruh.
They don't do anything for me.
Heroin is a hell of a drug.
What's that drug that's like the next level for heroin? That's like
Oxy?
taking
Oh,
over.
no. Fentanyl.
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 That's not next level. It's just it's way more potent.
Well, that
I was
interview
just gonna
show
say
we're
that,
talking
yeah.
about, it's like these guys
Skid
on Skid
Row.
Row. They say it's the next level. It's like better.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's also crazy dangerous because such a small amount. If you're
100%,
off,
yeah.
that'll fucking kill you. It's the
Yeah,
end
it's
of
like
it.
grains of salt
Yeah.
and
Comedian I know died from that.
But Skid Row, it's crazy. We've been watching these
It's fucked up.
interviews,
It came from China.
and people
It's
are like,
the coronavirus.
no, people
Fucking
had
coronavirus.
regular ass lives and then just end up.
But that's how excuse me, that's how all opiates are, man. That's how it's been forever.
A lot of people
Yeah.
come from different states to come to the rehabs out here, and they just end up fucking relapsing.
Well, I had a
and
homie
Skid Row.
that he was in a Razor when they first started coming out.
Scooters?
He flipped it. No, fucking idiot.
he's flipped his scooter.
Yeah. So
Yo,
it's-
I'm not gonna lie, that was my first thought too, man.
I was thinking about some fool just scooting along the skywalk. Yeah.
Flip that
so
shit.
the AT, like you
He
know, like
flipped his razor.
the side by sides, like the four fucking 4 passengers, 2 passengers, whatever. It's like a big a quad with a cage, pretty much.
yeah.
He flipped one of those and then he fucked up his whole hand and wrist because it all the weight landed on his
Yeah.
hand because he had his hand on the roll cage.
You can't scooter with one hand.
So
You really
an
can't.
idiot.
You really
So-
can't.
So after that, he was like, okay,
Not
we'll give you these pills for pain, and that just turned into like fucking.
But that's how
Years of addiction.
that's how opiates are, man. It's like it either grabs you or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about
I don't know.
Like it's a genetic thing. It just some people.
It's a disease.
I really do. I
It's like a
really do.
disease, yeah.
Like I'll never forget. I had I got my hands on some Vicodin. Me and my buddies got in a car wreck. We were hanging out. We were ultimately okay. The seatbelts kicked our fucking ass. Like my chest was bruised to fuck for about a week. But as we're sitting on the curb. As we're sitting on the curb and the cops are talking to us, I thought in my head, like, hey, wait a minute, this is a serious enough wreck. I can probably get some pain pills out of this. So I told him to take me to the hospital, and I was right. I got some Vicodin out of it. I get back home, and everybody's like, holy shit, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And they're like, well, why'd you go to the hospital? I'm like, sorry, I couldn't say in front of the cops. I'm actually okay. I'm doing this for drugs. That might not be okay. So I pulled out.
Expensive too.
Exactly. So pulled out the Vicodin. We each popped 2 of those, watched movies, and just giggled and had fun. And the next day, my buddy hit me up, and he's like, yo, dude, I have never had Vicodin before. I've never felt so good in my whole life. And I went, that's great. I'm never giving you another one.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing with like people with ecstasy or any of those drugs, cocaine.
Yep.
It's like, oh, this was fucking awesome, but I know you can never do it again.
Yep.
Yeah. There's always that one person like, this was fucking great. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No, I remember
because it's legit and it's a scary thing. Yeah.
Well, I remember
Yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna give you that
super
problem,
hype,
dude.
yeah,
Like,
right,
we
yeah.
had fun, dude, but
Yep.
you're never getting.
You
I
gotta
remember
chill,
that the
yeah.
first time I drank when I was 16, 15, 16. I remember the first time like the buzz really kicked in and I felt drunk. And I remember thinking in my head like, oh, this is why people do this.
Yep.
This
You're
is
like,
this
oh,
is this
shit.
feeling.
That was
This is
my-
tight as fuck.
That was my feeling, but with weed. Like,
Oh,
you're just
okay.
like, oh fuck, this is awesome.
No, see, not at all for me.
Yeah,
Because
well,
I just
you're
sit,
weird.
I just sit there locked in my head,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't need this shit. I do this anyway. I need drugs to be social. I don't like people, so I need something that'll make me talk.
Yeah. One time I was in Huntington Beach with a couple of my friends. They came out from Arizona, and we were at the bar, leaving. We ended up picking up these chicks, 3 dudes, 3 chicks. Went back to the room. We had a good night, right? And we had some blowback in the room.
Yeah.
3 fucking Huntington Beach chicks. The chicks were cool. They did a couple bumps, we went to sleep, did everything again in the morning. And this one chick, she was like, hey, you got any more of that? Yeah, we got some more. Okay. And then she, hey, you got some more of that? Yeah, okay, we got some more. And this chick straight up, when they were leaving, she was like, I don't know why I've never done cocaine before. I fucking love cocaine. She's like, I fucking love this shit.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys get it? And we're like, oh fuck, we just killed this young woman. Yeah.
Now she's
No,
got
yeah.
Skid Row.
created
yeah.
a fucking monster.
Yeah. I remember hearing somebody say once, like, the worst part about cocaine is everybody does it. Like, you sit in a group and you do a bump or a line, and 10 seconds later, everyone thinks the same thing. Is it too soon to ask for another?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a horrible drug.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a bump, and then no.
No.
You probably
And
could
then,
have pimped that girl out.
Fucking
though,
3
got
8
some
balls
money.
later.
Yeah.
That poor girl, dude.
And then we
it
got
was
our boy
terrible.
Kyle fucking taking chalk dust off of the table.
Yeah. Is he sober now?
No.
Oh God.
But he's not going hard anymore.
Oh.
He was up in Seattle and he took far too much acid. The paramedics were called. It was a whole situation.
Oh shit.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
They tried. I can't remember what they gave him, but something to get his heart rate down, and they had to give him a fuckload.
Yeah.
because he was straight losing.
Can
his
you go to
shit.
jail for taking drugs like that?
Acid? Yes, it is quite illegal.
But you can go to jail for that?
Yeah.
So they'll take you to the hospital and then take you to jail?
Yeah.
That's rude.
Yeah. The same way if you were shot during a robbery. Yeah.
Well, I'm not a snitch, so I wouldn't tell.
Bard. Let's see your haircut.
Oh yeah, let's get on.
We already talked about it.
No,
what?
we were talking
What
about
happened?
it again.
Nothing happened.
So this
Pocket.
guy claims he has this European haircut.
What the fuck
It's
does
called
that
a
mean?
modern bowl cut.
Let's see it.
He's paying top dollar for this, like $100 a week. For this
Well,
haircut.
especially because you got a barber here. Like, come on.
So we
Well,
got
today's not the best
we
day.
got
to fucking-
the barber
because I haven't
here.
had it. I didn't get that haircut lately.
Well, he knows a couple days
Take,
old.
on.
already spoke
take off
about
the
it.
hat.
Come
and
on,
show
bitch.
That's it.
Your modern day hair.
I seen it. It's a regular ass haircut.
Okay, next question. Who do you think that is?
Oh
That
God.
portrait up there.
Who do I think that is?
Yeah,
Is it somebody that I would know?
maybe.
Is it somebody that is one of you guys' friends?
Nope.
No, what the fuck?
Somebody famous?
Yep.
Are they from the United States?
Yep.
Do they sing music?
Yep.
Are they black?
Of course.
Look at those lips, motherfucker.
I don't know if it's a caricature or
It is a caricature, but he is black.
that is.
And you're right. It's in your head. Just say it. I can see it.
I don't. I feel like
Say the
it
first
looks like
thing. I see
somebody-
it in your fucking eyes.
I have no fucking idea.
Right? Thank you.
I got no fucking idea.
You're a liar. You just want to hang out with these guys.
No, I legit. I got no fucking idea.
So according to Marvel,
How many times has anyone gotten it right?
No, 0.
That's what I thought.
no,
so many
hell
people
no.
have said
You don't count.
No, so many people have said hell no. So he thinks that's Nipsey Hussle.
Oh no! I thought I saw that guy on BoJack Horseman one time.
One of the animals? You guys don't appreciate art.
Yeah. With that fucking hat on, he looks like Black Che Guevara.
This is what it reminds me of. That's what it reminds me of.
That's exactly what it looks like.
The scientist from Nightmare Before Christmas
Yeah,
is dead on.
That's what
very
it
good.
No, that's just
Yeah.
the lip.
You put a hat on that motherfucker?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the tats on his
If
neck.
he grew up in Tim Burton instead of Halloween Town, that's our boy right there.
you guys have the same forehead too,
That's
Martin.
disrespectful as fuck to my boy Nip, dog.
That's what I said.
That's straight disrespectful.
I've been saying that shit since day one, and this fool still lives it up there.
He fucking posted it up there. He drilled it in on purpose.
The tattoos are legit, bro.
No, they're not, dude.
It looks like you wrote the tattoos down and drew a face around it.
Look at the chin strap. It like goes off his chin.
Yeah.
It's called shading, bro.
He's wearing bifocals.
He spent 3 hours on his fucking upper lip, fucking Napoleon Dynamite.
You need a fucking tracer, dude.
It sounds like a hateration in this dance routine.
What inspired you to
I know what
create
it is
this?
in my heart, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it should have stayed in
His
your heart.
modern day bowl cut inspired him. That's what happened. His European haircut.
That joke was cool like 10 episodes ago.
Is that supposed to be a regular hat too? That looks like a train conductor hat.
Bro, you can't even see the top of it.
He's talking about your hat.
His forehead actually goes all the way to the top of the hat.
You got to stop making so many visual gags on this podcast, man.
We'll get video eventually.
I'll shut this shit down right now.
Here you go. Mom!
Stop
No,
making fun
no
of
one's
me.
spending the night anymore.
Eric's the only one that spent the night. He's only, out of all our guests has been really wasted every single time. Eric is the only one that is the. You met Chris, right? He convinced him to stay by saying, "Hey, we got chili."
Chili?
He ended up spending the night.
Hey, I was drunk and he's like, I got chili. I was like, I want some fucking chili.
That does sound like some drunk rationale that would totally fit.
It was very white people chili. It had noodles in it.
No.
I still ate it.
It was white as fuck.
You can't do that shit.
Noodles
Come
and
on.
chili?
That's not okay.
I still ate it.
Well, of course you did. You were drunk.
Yeah.
What was that movie where they put toothpaste, like a whole bunch of crazy shit in there in a
What?
treehouse, and they had like to get into their little thing? It was Jack with
With
my boy
Robin
Robin
Williams?
Williams?
Robin Williams
And Jennifer
Hold-
Lopez?
Was Jennifer Lopez in that?
Yeah,
oh,
she was a teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I guess he was
damn.
trying to hang out with
My boy Robbie tried to take her to the dance.
Yeah. By the way, you want to hear something fucked up? You know who made that movie?
Who?
Francis Ford Coppola, the guy who made The Godfather.
My boy my boy FFC? Damn.
He made that. Everybody tries to forget that. I will not let it die.
It's not a cinematic masterpiece, but it's
God damn.
I appreciate it, Jack. It was sad as fuck.
I haven't seen it in ages, man.
He was a little ass kid that grew into fucking Robin Williams. That shit's sad.
I know.
Benjamin Button.
Can you imagine being 10 years old and being hairy as Robin Williams? Like,
seen that?
fuck
Yeah.
me.
His arms.
His fucking gorilla limbs. Like,
Well, shit. Just imagine being Robin Williams.
What, dead? Like,
Too soon.
too soon. Fuck you.
Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
But look, we all love you. All right.
We love you wherever you are,
I love
Robin.
Robin Williams, but I mean, he'd want you to laugh at him.
Yeah.
I had no coworker.
That's why he went out the way he did.
I've told this story before, but I have an coworker that used to live on a yacht in San Francisco, and every single time he would go and like get ready to sell out, Robin Williams lived like right by the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, okay.
And the guy that owned that boat, he was German, so Robin Williams would just go, "What's the fuck's the German thing like this?"
The Sieg Heil?
He'll do that
the
every
salute?
he'll smoke like a cigarette and drink his coffee and wait for him to just fucking start rolling out and then just do the fucking saluting.
That's so
Just to talk
good.
shit every single morning.
That's
Like,
so
on
good.
point. Yeah.
Shout out to Flubber.
Oh, I forgot about
Shout out to
Flubber.
Flubber.
No, come on, man.
What?
Shout out to
you talking about?
Jumanji. Jumanji was a shit.
Jumanji.
Jumanji
Yeah. Alan
was
Parrish.
fucking bomb.
His dad cut him up in 1,000 pieces and hit him in the walls. My boy Alan
God damn,
Parrish.
the details.
God
That was
damn.
impressive.
That was
I'm
pretty
impressed.
good.
What was that movie where he's sitting like you do the photos?
1 hour photo?
That
shit- yeah.
fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that
Rippy,
movie.
That
That
motherfucker,
was
it was a
good.
creepazoid. There was another one. Was that the one where he like reviewed dead people's lives too, like from their like cranial implant?
No.
What?
You never seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that
And
one.
he would make like remembrance videos of the shit that this will actually the people actually
No,
saw.
I
Oh
don't know
no,
this
that's
movie.
another one. I
But,
know what
that,
you're talking
but
about.
that's Robbie too, right?
Yeah, that's him too.
Bicentennial Man?
Oh, nicknames now? All right.
It's our
No,
boy
I-
Robbie. What the fuck?
I still love, what's his name? It's a Christopher Nolan movie. Everybody forgets about fucking Insomnia. It's Robin Williams, Al Pacino, Hilary Swank. It's fucking bomb as fuck.
I don't think I've
And
seen
Robin Williams plays like the killer in it. He's like the bad guy, and it's awesome. Robin Williams and Al Pacino going at it in like a detective movie.
What
It's the
the
bomb.
fuck?
And it's made by Christopher fucking Nolan. It's great.
This shit on Netflix?
I don't know, actually.
There's a scary ass movie that's I don't want to watch on Netflix. It's called like 14 Cameras or some shit like that.
What?
It's like some old dude that rents out houses, but he has cameras in it, and he's like watching them. It's a fucking trip.
All right. Actually, one that apparently
Just
reviews.
kill it. We're talking about our boy Robbie over here. He's talking about some bullshit.
Actually,
He said
but-
Netflix, so it was a fucking sick ass transition.
No, new movie dropped this week that I actually want to see. Fucking Gretel and Hansel. It's the Hansel and Gretel like old fairy tale with the witch and shit.
They kill
But
him.
apparently it's like dark as fuck, and it's made by the
Oh,
guy who made this indie horror flick called The Autopsy of Jane Doe. That was
Horror
super
flick?
Oh,
fucked up
shit.
and awesome. I
Yeah.
loved that movie. And apparently, like a lot of the guys, a lot of people, like reviewers that I like, are saying this Hansel and Gretel thing is dark and fucked up and kind of awesome.
Really?
And I
You
really
follow
want to see it.
reviewers.
A couple, yeah. There's a couple guys that I like.
He's a grown ass man.
Siskel and Ebert, Ebert and Roper.
They're a little dead, man.
There's one of them's dead.
They're both dead.
Both those fools died.
Yes.
R.I.P. Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they got bit by a
Ebert
tiger
and
and
Roper.
shit.
All three of those guys are dead.
Damn.
Yeah.
Siskel. Okay, so Ebert was the fucking. That fool was probably
Roger
contagious or some shit. Then
Roger Ebert, that dude lived a nightmare at the end of his days because he got like some kind of cancer or tumor or some shit in his jaw, and they had to remove his jawbone. And he
kill
walked
myself.
around with half a floppy face. You want some nightmare
That's like
fuel?
doing Chew?
Look up. No, go on.
he didn't have a jawbone.
Look up Roger Ebert
No jaw face.
picture and check it out, dude. You will see.
Did he have a tongue?
Yeah, of course. He still had all the flesh, but the bone was gone, and it is hideous.
Eat out bitch is crazy.
No, dude. There it is.
Oh no.
Oh,
He looks like that fucking doll from Goosebumps.
Oh, he does.
look at that shit.
I was him for Halloween.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you were.
Oh shit, this is
Oh
crazy
no.
looking.
That's
Oh
bad.
yeah, it's so bad.
R.I.P. My boy Ebert.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, he looks fucked up.
That's
dude.
terrible.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
Robert Ebert.
Especially when you look at like the before.
Now we're all
what he
gonna
looked
be like that because we have like when you
Oh,
call someone zit
no.
out.
Also,
when
of
you get a
all
zit.
people, married a black woman.
Also,
Yeah, like
Robert
Bill
De
Maher?
Niro. Robert De Niro
Oh,
is
De
also
Niro?
married to a
Yeah,
colored
I
Robert.
didn't know that.
No, Robert
Married-
De Niro loves that.
Yeah,
tail.
he's married to a colored lady.
He's been
What's
all
wrong
about
with
that.
colored ladies?
Nothing's
Nothing.
wrong with it, but it's interesting when, when someone just specifically goes after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Bill
Well,
Maher?
it's,
And he's
Bill
been married to her
Bill
for like
Maher,
30
Bill
years.
Burr.
Yeah.
Gary
Bill
Owen?
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Oprah Winfrey. She's also a
Gary
colored lady.
Owen, but Gary Owen's basically black.
Yeah,
By the way,
he's black.
if you don't have no jawbone, if there's ever a time to grow a beard, it has to be fucking then.
And look, he could grow a solid ass
Like,
beard.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Why
He
the
should-
fuck would he keep shaving? That's
Yeah.
terrible. Why the fuck did he want to look like Jesus fucking Christ? Oh, look at that's the worst picture I've ever seen in my life. Oh, stop. I'm going to dream about that.
That shit looks like fucked up
Oh,
Photoshop.
that's
huh?
bad.
It looks like a fucked up heel.
Told you it's fucked
God,
up.
Jesus Christ. It got worse the more you look at
Yeah,
it.
I
It got
know.
fucking worse.
Yeah, you see more details and it's more fucked up.
It almost
Yeah.
looked animated.
Yeah.
It looks like he's making this sound.
It looks like this. It looks exactly like that sound.
Yeah, it looks like that sound.
And he's petting a cat at the same time.
It sounds like Mongolian death metal.
He looks like he should be petting a cat. Like at that moment.
He looks like that fool from Hannibal after he gets fucking.
Oh,
all
his
fucked
face
up.
cut
Yeah.
up. Actually, speaking of, you know who that is, right? Like the actor?
Rob Williams.
It's Jared Leto, isn't it?
No, that's Gary Oldman.
Jared Leto.
Oh, it is Gary Oldman.
That's Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
And because he specifically didn't want his name on the title. Like he was like, yo, I'm going to be this motherfucker without a face. I don't want nobody to know who it is. And so he just left his name out. Which, and by the way, costs you a lot of money. That's the idea.
To leave
when
the
you,
name out?
Yeah, when you have your name on the credits, that nets you a good amount of cash.
Oh yeah, no, for sure that.
But then again, it's Gary Oldman. The dude's a fucking. He's been in Harry Potter and the Dark Knight trilogy. He's got his fucking nut. You know what I mean? He got his money.
My boy Sirius Black.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Harry Potter.
Tell you
Shout
what,
out to
what's
J.K.
what's the
Rowling.
name of that
Potter.
movie with Zac Efron? What he did about that serial killer?
What? Oh, you're talking about Dahmer?
The Ted Bundy.
Oh, Ted
that's
Bundy.
funny.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
I haven't seen
I
it.
took forever to watch
Dude,
it.
my boy
so I
Teddy
just
was a
watched it.
maniac. That fool was.
Well, no
that-
shit.
Zac Efron did a good job too. You got to watch
My
it.
boy Teddy.
If you were to
My
kill
boy
somebody,
Teddy.
how would you do it?
Oh, here we go with the fucking killing shit. This guy's a
No, this ought to
future
be good.
serial killer right
I like
here.
it.
I don't think I could just murder somebody like out. Like for what reason would I be
you
murderizing?
shave people's necks.
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
living.
I could murderize somebody like in an
You
instant.
could have killed me this morning.
What was that
Did
movie?
you say murderize?
Yeah, he said that shit. He said that shit.
What was that movie where he was a barber? We fucking
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, that was a good ass movie.
Fucking
That
Sweeney
is-
Todd right here, dude.
Yeah, but the only difference is like he
Edward
had his wife and
Scissorhands?
his kid taken from this
Edward
motherfucker ain't got that problem out. You
Yeah,
know?
no, I got no problems.
Yeah.
How would you kill somebody? That's what I asked you.
Dude,
God
chop their neck.
Damn, dude.
No, fuck no. I like
Yo,
if I had to shoot
aggressive.
some. If I
You
had to
could have
kill
killed me
somebody,
today. No one knew
if-
you were opening up.
If I had to kill somebody, I would just shoot him like from a
Okay,
distance.
well, no, but-
like cause like
Sniper?
like stabbing or like slitting somebody's throat. That's mad personal.
You know
like
how-
I'd have
no,
to
no,
hate you.
No, but no, that's what I'm saying.
You know how hard
No,
it
no,
is
no.
to shoot
strangle
someone from a
somebody.
distance?
Like I'd have to like look you in the eyes and just strangle your fucking
Yeah,
life
no,
out of
there's
you.
a lot of effort.
Why'd you
No,
take your
wait.
last breath?
Hold
That
on.
fucking shit would suck. That'd be
There's
crazy.
a lot of effort that goes into shooting someone from a distance. Though.
Hold on. All right, it's
Get the practice.
two methods. Everybody gets two methods. All
Throw
right?
what?
One
Throw-
is the stone cold, like you're an assassin. Somebody just paid you $100,000 to whack this motherfucker, and the other one is this guy like killed your mother. Like,
Coronavirus.
what are the different ways you do it?
Kill my mother.
Yeah.
I'll drop his ass in acid.
So like, is he a suspect in the murder?
No. He did it. He this fucking guy. Like you were a witness to it. You saw him kill your mom, but due to circumstantial evidence, he got away with
I
it.
see the
Like
rage
you were
in
like
his eyes.
3 and then you grew up.
Like
He
I
was at a family party. Said, "I'm going to kill your mom." He went back and did it, but got away with it.
But you saw him. Like you saw him
Like
put
I-
a gun to her head and blow her brains
Like
out.
I was at the
okay,
bank
yeah.
and then he was behind like the glass shit and he like shot my mom and I couldn't get back there and I'm like mom,
yeah.
and then this one bones out.
Yeah,
But then-
and then it goes
Just
to
like that,
trial,
just
and
like that.
you're on the stand. You know what I mean? You're on the stand, and you're like, "Yo, that was that motherfucker. I saw him do that shit." And then the defense attorney comes up there, and he's like, "Sir, you had this substance in your system at the time. Can you really be sure that you did it?"
But I know
and
this
then
fool
you
did it.
sat in the courtroom and watched him get off, and then right as he like
He
left
winked
the
at you.
courtroom, he like turned over his shoulder and just gave you this little "fuck you" grin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
How do you take that motherfucker
How
out?
would I do it?
You'd have
Yeah.
to wait a couple
so
years.
so
Right
no,
then.
so you ever seen
You start
what is it
planning
called? What
right
is it?
there.
Yeah, what is
Accounting?
it? It's called like a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah.
I'd fucking
Great movie.
I'd Jamie Foxx that motherfucker.
You have no money, though.
With the first fool,
It's a great point.
I got no money.
Well,
So,
not
okay.
that money.
No. Okay, so then what I would do
This
is
ain't a fantasy. You're you.
So,
You're still you.
No. So 2 years later, homeboy finds a nice woman. You know,
Yes,
she
you have
has a
to
kid.
wait.
She has a kid already. This was playing stepdad. He's going to work one day. He works at the fucking
Which is
like
hard.
an insurance
Harbor
agency. You know?
Freight.
Yeah, no, he works at an insurance agency. Fucking working for AAA.
Farmers.
He gets in his car. Boom, turns on the car. He looks in the rearview mirror. Boom. What does he see? me.
How would you get in the car?
No mask. No mask, just my fucking face, right?
Right.
And then I just fucking like a line of fucking wire.
Like piano wire?
Yeah, with 2 little handles on the side.
Oh.
Grab him, and I'm just pulling that shit taut. Bam, bam, bam. But I'm not gonna kill him. I'm just gonna knock this fool out.
Oh, okay. Suffocate.
So
him.
then, yeah, suffocate him, knock him over, and then I'm driving the car, right? I'm just gonna drive the car to an empty ass field.
Wait,
He's gonna
hold
wake
on.
up.
Are you nervous while you're driving the car because he might wake up?
No,
Okay.
I got him good.
I got him good.
He's good. He's out.
And
What do you got? What do you got?
I also took zip ties. So when I tie this fool up, yeah.
By the way, like I've thought about this and I've had these conversations before. It's okay. You're all cool. But yeah, we have all agreed, like universally, every person I've talked to, the double up method to restrain anybody: zip tie and duct tape.
Double tap. Yeah, you gotta
Combo.
double tap.
There's
You gotta
no
make sure the
fucking
zombie's
way
dead.
he was
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
out of that.
That's true.
He drove a fucking Honda Civic. How'd you get in his car?
What do you mean? You drove a Honda Civic? I broke into 7 Honda Civics before I got here today.
That's what I fucking said. That's what I just said. That's what I mean. So what kind of car was he driving? A Honda Civic? Because you can't just get into any car.
He can't get a
Dude, he
fucking
works
good-
at fucking AAA. What do you think? He's driving a fucking Escalade?
He can't get a good job. He was just on fucking trial for murdering my fucking mom. You think he's gonna get a
Honda-
fucking
I
good
just
job?
wanna know
You think
what
he's making
kind of car.
$100,000 a year right out the fucking gate? Some motherfucker's just hiring him. He's like, yeah, you're gonna get an executive position. Nah.
Yo, you want to keep
So
up with
Honda
this
Civic, is that
hypothetical
what we're
shit?
going with? We're going with the Honda Civic.
All right, so yeah, you take the guy to a
The
field.
Honda Civic.
I take him to a field.
Okay.
He wakes up, right?
Yeah.
And then he's in the field and he's fucking empty.
Naked?
Fucking naked. He's naked, not naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that did you drag him off?
No. This fool's naked and he's in the field and he's fucking zip tied all up.
Yep.
What's it called when they do it like a rodeo style?
Oh, hog
Hog time, yeah. So this fool's hog tied, right? What I do? Cut his dick off.
I would.
And then I cauterize that motherfucker
Oh.
because I got a portable iron, right?
Well, you got like a hot plate?
Yeah, yeah. I had to get a converter for the car so I could plug in the hot plate.
He thought of this shit real good.
So then I cauterize that motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Dickless, right?
Yeah.
Leave him with the balls. What the fuck are you gonna do with balls and no dick, right? So then he's like, please stop, please no. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Fuck no. Bam, tapping the fucking leg. Ah, fucking bam, tapping the foot. I'm going lower. He's like, oh shit, he's not gonna kill me, just fucking up my feet. So he's got some hope in his head, right? Oh, he's not gonna kill me, just gonna fuck me up. Bam, get him in the other foot, and he's like, oh shit, he's just gonna get my foot. Fucking double foot.
I didn't
Bam.
realize that like you were gonna read off the green diary.
I know.
Double foot. Those are feet.
Like honestly, if you're riffing on this,
That's the smartest
this
thing
is
he's said this whole
amazing.
podcast.
Smartest thing he's ever said in his whole life.
Honestly, if you're just riffing on this, if you've never thought about it before, I'm impressed.
I know.
I don't think I've ever seriously thought about murder.
I want to hear the ending.
Because this sounds like you've been planning it for years.
I know. How long does this go?
But it's got to be pretty unceremonious because after you do that, you're like, oh fuck, like I can't let this fool go. I fucking just like triple tap this fool, double foot, fucking thigh, cut off his dick, cauterize that motherfucker. So what do? You know, you let him beg a little bit. Oh shit, what the fuck? And then you're like, oh no, fuck no, this fool fucking killed my mom. Bam, fucking one in the heart, and then he's like, and then bam, one right in his fucking
No,
face.
you should have killed his wife in
Yeah,
front
that's
of
what I'm
him.
about to say.
Make him
No,
feel,
no, no,
made him
no.
feel fucking all
Personal.
kinds of pain.
No,
and
because
shit.
then I turn into the fucking.
Fuck it, you're already there.
If you live long enough, you
No,
turn into the fucking the villain, man. You can't do that.
Because then in 15 years, he's going to be dickless in a field with that dude's
Yeah.
kid
I like
with
my
a
dick.
gun to his fucking head.
I like my dick.
Yeah.
See, at that point, I would go. I'd take the eyes, take the tongue, and
Hands.
leave them
No,
paralyzed.
I'd keep the eyes because I want him to see.
See, but I don't
everything
think
I'm
I have the
doing.
stomach for it.
I wouldn't want- I wouldn't
honestly
want-
don't think I would have the stomach
But
for
you
that.
can communicate.
I'll
with
take
the
his
eyes.
nails off one by one.
Ooh, ripping
His
the
fucking
fingernails
nails,
off.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
That's
Hey,
an
man
Iraq.
on fire.
No,
I don't know. Like ideally, of course, but like I don't think I'd honestly have the
Waterboard
stomach
him?
for
I'd
doing that
waterboard
shit.
his
Nah,
ass.
fuck
Yeah,
no.
waterboard.
Nah.
I'd totally
I would
want to
experiment all that shit just for fun.
Nah, I don't put my shit in there.
Good job, Mangala.
This took a really dark turn.
I know.
real quick.
That's what happens when you allow me in here.
Let's get
but
let's get some fucking
let-
road flares and
hold
put them
on.
up his nose.
Let's do it the other way around.
This went
though.
from dreams to nightmares.
No, let's go the other way around. That was the personal one. I don't give a fuck if I get caught. Vengeance, like let's get done.
no, I
but
was trying to
like,
get away
what's
with
the other side of it where like you've just been paid $3 million to whack this guy who's a piece of shit?
100,000
How do you do that?
Coronavirus.
Completely random.
Okay.
Like you just blend into the crowd, boom, boom. This was you just walking on the street, or what does he do for a living? You got to give me a little backstory.
Oh no, that's why. No, that's up to you, motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. Like that's part of your thing. You got to follow him. You got to track him. You got to watch what he does.
Of course, you got to surveil this fool. Make sure what his day to day is. He's not doing like some crazy shit. You could be in a populated area, but you got to make sure that as soon as you
Cameras
do this
everywhere,
shit,
though.
but as soon as you do this shit, you got to boom, make sure that you're somewhere that
It has to be loud enough for them to get spooked.
Some born
Like
identity.
a 45.
I don't know. I think
the
it's got to
fucking
be.
book I sent you. You would.
It's got to be like a real random shit. Like it's just got to be somewhere, boom, happen, and then you bone out. You know?
Yeah.
Like
No, don't worry,
how that
Alex.
fool got shot in Stranger Things. My boy Alec, you ever seen Stranger Things?
Yeah.
And then the guy just walks up to him and then just keeps walking and then fucking walks off. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you got to be. And then you just got to play it cool, bone out, and then that's it. And then I live my life in fucking Argentina. I marry a nice little fucking, olive skin, dark hair, nice senorita.
But hey, you don't even got to leave. That's the beauty about being a contract hitman is that most murders take place with people that know him. The fact that you have no motive whatsoever gives you the perfect, like, nobody's looking at you.
No, exactly. I've been watching a lot of
been saying that for
murder
years
shit,
now.
and motive is like people say like I can't understand why he did that, but like somebody that's a serial killer.
Yeah.
You don't want to fucking understand why they did that. You don't want to get into that mindset. Like, if it makes sense to
the
you,
shit that fucked with
because this fool's just fucked up in the head. Like, he's just crazy fucked up in the head. And if you're like, oh, I can see why he fucking killed her because he liked that she had fucking a blue bonnet in her hair, and like it had like luscious fucking lips.
Right.
Like, nah, like you can't get in that mindset of the killer. Nobody should.
Yeah. Speaking of, there's some telltale signs, like because of the podcast I do. Like there are some serious fucking markers.
Shout out your podcast.
It's called Let Them Fight. We do just we pick a person, usually somebody you never heard of. We like picking obscure, weird people. Where by the end of it, I want you to say, "How the fuck do I not know this guy?" Like I want you confused as to how this isn't a well-known story. And so we just pick violent people. It's soldiers, serial killers, criminals, gang leaders. We just did an assassin. Guy worked for the cartels. He killed dozens of motherfuckers. Lived in Fresno of all godforsaken places. But yeah, he got away with it and was doing this shit. Like I was joking, it was like Mexican Irishman because he was killing people up into his senior years. Like he was a grandfather murdering motherfuckers.
Is that one where they interview people? Like, was he on that show where they interview people in prison?
No.
Because
It's a really good
there's
show
one
on
and it
YouTube.
was it's a Netflix show I think.
Oh, no.
And it's and they just interview people in prison and they tell their stories. And there's one Mexican cat and he's just crazy like that. And he's got like fake teeth and every time he closes his mouth he goes.
That actually might be the dude.
Yeah, because
And
he does this.
he's got like the most generic Mexican name you ever heard in your life.
Yeah, like Juan.
It's like
Diaz,
it's like Jose Manuel Martinez.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's the most generic.
But he's just
fucking
telling
name.
a story, and he's like, what does he say? His friend's driving his truck, and then he's like, "Hey, don't drive my truck crazy." And then this fool like makes a crazy turn, and he's like, "Yo, I told you not to drive my truck like that." And he's like, "Dog, chill." And then this fool just
And he
fucking kills him, and he's like, "He shouldn't have disrespected me by driving my truck like that." Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, that's crazy.
But there's some telltale signs with those early motherfuckers. Doing this podcast now for 70 plus episodes, there are some fucking signs. Number one, it's all childhood shit. All right. Number
He doesn't
one,
believe in that.
every single one of these motherfuckers, their dads or moms beat the shit out of them all the time. There's a certain line. There's I call it the Joe Jackson quotient, like where you beat the shit out of somebody too much and they turn way too fucked up. That's a big one, and some red flags to look for. If they're chronic bedwetters, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. Some kind of head trauma, early age, like if they take a hard blow to the melon, that's not fucking good either. And of course, the big one is fucking with animals.
But how many people and how many kids are put through situations like that and don't become fucking serial killers?
That's very true.
And don't become,
I'm just telling you that literally it's been 100% of the time. Like these things
I've
are
wet
the
my bed
markers.
since I was 13. I'm fine.
But how much is that proven too? Because like if I was some sort of serial killer, I'd be like, yeah, my mom beat the shit out of me. That's why I'm a killer. Like that's why. How much is that?
He
How
thinks
much
it's
of
a
that is
scapegoat.
actually based? Yeah, I think it's escape. Like it's something just to throw out there, so they're like, well, I do this because of this.
That'd
not
be fair
just
if
because
it
I'm like
weren't
a
for the
fuck.
fact that like siblings and other people attest to this shit. And I'm not talking about just simple beating the shit. Most of the guys, especially the twisted ones, have some real sick shit. Okay, like this fucking German serial killer, Peter Curtin. This guy's dad, like, would have he had a huge family, like fucking 9 kids. And this sick fuck, the dad, would make everybody come into the one room that they lived in and then make the wife strip down butt naked and fuck her in front of the family. Like, make them watch him do it. Like, that kind of sick shit. It's fucking intense. Childhood shit really fucks with a lot of people.
But
man.
there was other kids, not just the one fool.
Yeah.
Were they all killers?
No, that's a good point. Yeah. But then, like I said, you gotta look for the red flag, though. That's why I'm saying he became buddies with a dog catcher, and then started fucking with dogs, and that's where, like I said, that's where you start going. We got a Dexter. Like, this is not good.
Yeah.
I thought Dexter was a good guy.
No.
No, I never seen the show. I thought he was like a.
I mean, the whole.
He's an anti-hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
The interview show. Tell Tim about it.
Mindhunter. Mindhunter is fucking fire.
I love that fucking show.
Super hot fire.
It's not that though. On YouTube.
Actually, I heard too. They haven't even apparently there's some problems with season 3.
They're not gonna make it.
Yeah, it might not happen.
Fucking just went the way of fucking Marco Polo.
It's a
Man,
bunch of horse
fuck
shit.
Netflix.
But that's a bunch
Did you
of
watch Marco
bullshit.
Polo?
No.
Oh.
But it's a bunch of bullshit though, because Mindhunter's huge. Like the numbers on it are immense.
Watch Marco Polo. That's one of the first Netflix originals.
Really? Because it
Amazing show.
looked like hot garbage.
No, Marco Polo is like 10 out of 10 would watch again. 10
What?
out of 10 I would kiss
Really?
Marco Polo in the mouth.
All right, what's this interview show?
It's called Soft White Underbelly. It's about Skid Row.
Trust me on
and
this one.
Okay.
They have prostitutes.
Well, it's not just Skid Row. A majority of it is.
Okay.
They pull guys from Skid Row and they talk about their stories.
Okay.
Super fucking interesting. But they also have like a mob hitman.
Nice.
Porn stars,
mob bosses, porn stars, blah, blah,
strippers,
blah,
prostitutes.
crackheads.
Skid Row prostitutes, which is nuts.
They're probably fucking hideous.
No, but
No,
there's
there's
some
a
guys on there
pretty-
that
there's
will
one good
probably
one.
do well for your podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm always looking for new people. Actually, that's like when we first started it, we were like, man, are we gonna have enough people? How far are we gonna be able to keep this going, dude? I got a list a mile long of motherfuckers. It turns out, yeah, there ain't no end to the list of horrific people who've lived on this planet.
But to your point about childhood, a lot of these people that are interviewed, they have fucked up childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they get beat or they're molested or like.
There are
crazy
some that
shit.
say, I won't. Yeah, that
There's
happened.
one
to me.
dude that said, "I will." That's not why. I just
you
like
watched
doing
them
that
all?
shit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, there was one guy
I sit on
That
my ass for
said-
9 hours.
that's-
I'll fucking do it.
that said, like, he's like, I'm not going to use this as an excuse. Like,
Yeah.
I have
It was that Mexican cat.
nothing.
but I
nothing's fucking
doubt
with
there's
me.
anyone out there that has ever been like, I had the perfect childhood. My parents loved me.
What do you mean? Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And some of these drug addicts, the girls,
John Wayne Gacy too.
Yeah.
He had a good childhood.
some of the drug addicts,
A lot of people, actually.
Skid Row, they had perfect. The girls were like, oh, they were perfect. They met the wrong dude.
And yeah, they just got sucked into it.
I think
Yeah.
people are inherently evil.
I think it depends. I think it's like if you have that combination in you, if you like meet the certain set of criteria, it's going to unlock something.
I don't know. I think we're indoctrinated since birth to like not kill people. Like society.
Well, yeah, obviously there wouldn't be a society if we didn't.
Yeah, but left to our own devices, or even given that like window of opportunity to be like a shitty mad killer, like the Nazis.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, and they were like, how'd they say it? They said it's crazy how Hitler was able to brainwash so many people to being so evil. And it's like, no, that wasn't the case.
That's not how he did it.
That's not the case at all. These people had these latent emotions, feelings, and let go of your inhibitions, let go of the things that tell you not to do these things. And it's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm just going to fucking shoot babies. I'm going to cut fucking breasts off of women, stab pregnant women, put mad fools in the gas chamber.
Well, you
just
do
for
that
what?
by
Yeah.
dehumanizing people.
I
They're
think-
not humans.
Yeah.
No, well,
they're
exactly.
something else. They're different.
you make it the norm.
But at the same time, the problem is that's also what you do with soldiers, because that's the only way that you can kill a motherfucker and still sleep at night.
Oh, yeah.
That's not another. You can't see that dude as another human being.
No.
Perfect
Otherwise,
example.
you wouldn't fucking shoot them.
Unless
Perfect
you-
example, not to that level, but like his brother, for example, I asked him about like what was going on with the whole Iran thing. He's like, He's like, yeah, it's fucked up, it's crazy, but at the end of the day, I know what I signed up for, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's how you have to do it. You have to take yourself out of it. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it. Because it's not in your nature to just murder a motherfucker who ain't doing nothing to you.
I don't know. I think it is.
Well, some
I-
people like that
I
shit, and
think it
some
is.
people were just probably scared and they didn't want to say shit.
Yeah, true.
I don't think how people say like, no, deep down people are really good inside.
No,
Like,
I don't-
I don't fucking think that at
No,
all.
no,
You
I
ever
don't.
met a
think-
Canadian?
I think the exact opposite.
No, I think
You ever watch Don't Fuck with Cats? That motherfucker was Canadian. Yeah, I was a Canadian fool.
I haven't watched it yet.
He was from somewhere else.
I think it's all about circumstance and situation. I think that's a big part of
Environment has to do.
it. Yeah. I think that's a big part of it. By the way, speaking of, you see the Aaron Hernandez one?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
We'll talk about
that was good.
That's another one.
Yeah,
Like
not-
he wasn't like, I mean, they say like whatever, like after everything comes out, there's like that, like excuses that come out, which I
Yeah.
think a lot of it is a fucking cop out, you know?
True.
Well, his dad hit him, you know. Oh well, like this and that, like.
No, I don't
like-
think it was
like-
just that. But admittedly, by the way, can we all agree his mom was a piece of fucking
Oh,
shit?
she's a piece of fucking
What a
shit.
fucking
Yeah.
asswipe.
Just fucking the cousin's husband was like, yo, like come on, and move into my house while my fucking husband's body is still warm.
I
in
knew
his
guys like
fucking
that in high
grave.
school, and
Yeah.
they had trap houses.
Yeah.
Like where everyone used to go and get high. Like you knew not to hang out there. Like,
Yeah. Or what
yeah.
about when she's on the phone
What
with him
does it
in
have to do with
prison
fucking
and she's
someone
like, "Yo, well,
Because the
I
moms
told
are
you if
like
you
that.
just gave me like $4 million, I'd be fine, and you wouldn't give me that money." Like he's in fucking
Yeah.
jail right
Yeah,
now.
he's like, you think I had fucking $4 million right out the fuck? They don't do that shit. They don't just give me fucking $4 million. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, his mom was a terrible person.
Yeah, what a
Also, the
fucking
cousin that he
shit.
lived with was a fucking
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
She
she's
was-
a crazy
yeah.
bitch.
She was a
Yeah,
thug.
no,
What are you
no.
talking about?
But you know,
Idiot, but she's the one that influenced him to hang out with
thug.
these
But
people.
he made the conscious. He was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
He made the conscious decision to be in that situation.
Yeah.
He wanted to play the fucking part of a thug.
Yeah.
Exactly. He wanted to be that guy.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's like
the
me. I
brother-
grew up
Yeah,
in
but he
fucking
didn't have-
Rancho
he didn't have a-
Cucamonga.
he
I had a
didn't-
great fucking childhood. I grew up in fucking the nice suburbs. You know,
That's an
like if
environment
I
thing,
yeah,
though.
but it's like if I went down and fucking was hanging out in trap houses. That's a conscious decision that I'm making.
True.
To go and do that, and you can't like. All this shit that he did is because he wanted to do that shit. He wanted to play this part of a person that does this shit, you know?
Yeah.
But at that
I-
age, at
That's
16,
part
I
of
don't
it. No,
think-
that's part of it.
Also-
Also, your brain doesn't develop like
Yeah,
they say till you're 25. But also
age.
when you're 16, and let's say like he's saying, "Oh, I grew up in a great neighborhood." This guy grew up in a fucked up family, and then also hung out with his cousin. His cousin already had fucked up people living there.
Yeah.
So it's
again,
like-
it's circumstance. To
Yeah,
me.
circumstance. So I
a
don't,
lot
I don't
of
know.
it's circumstance. I think.
Yeah, but like it's a circumstance.
And also, there's the
you welcome
circumstance of
into
that pent up gay shit that never works out well.
it. Yeah.
The what?
He's not gay.
Aaron
No,
Hernandez
gay
being
as
bi.
fuck.
He's not bi
Oh.
either.
Yeah, he was bi.
I don't believe in
He,
him.
he thinks
yeah.
he thinks the fucking the quarterback's
so.
fucking Down syndrome.
He's Down syndrome as fuck.
Yeah,
And the dad.
I think he was fake.
What are you talking about,
The
dude?
dad's
That,
half Down syndrome.
that shit makes
dad
so
look-
much sense.
Have you ever met? Have you ever seen a black person with Down syndrome?
No, I don't think I have.
That's weird, right?
All right.
These nuts.
What?
Oh, Beetlejuice?
Oh yeah,
He's
he
the-
has Down syndrome.
No,
doesn't he?
that fool's just straight. Like he's got.
He's just gross.
There's something wrong with that fool.
Just gross.
Yeah,
Or yeah, Beetlejuice. I've never seen him in person, but
but no, but that's not that. Like the.
It doesn't have an official name. There's something wrong with that one.
The dad reminded me of this. Reminded me of that guy. That fucking dude. That's the dad.
The dad totally looked like him.
So
Absolutely.
from the Dinosaurs TV
yeah.
show. From
The dad from Dinosaurs absolutely looks like that dude.
Yeah.
For
that was a
real.
good ass show though. I used to love that shit.
I like that.
By the way, it ended
They put that
super
Biggie
fucked
song
up.
to like
Oh,
a
what'd he say?
dinosaur. No, not the mama.
I don't
Remember when they got high in the show?
Yeah. yeah. Do you remember how the last episode ended? The fucking Ice Age came. They all
Yeah.
fucking died.
Yeah,
essentially.
died.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Did
fucked
they
up.
end up
Yeah.
making an actual movie?
What?
No, or is it just a TV show?
I was just
For
the show
some
as
reason,
far
I
as I
always
knew.
think the
TV
same.
Nah, it's a
it
TV
must be
show.
the same episode.
The
Or
mom
maybe
with
it's
the
the
long
beginning
ass
of
neck.
It might be.
that I keep saying.
Jesus Christ.
Whose dad is that baby? Look at that little white baby.
He's still the.
All these motherfuckers are green, and this baby's white as
He's the
fuck.
underkid. He hasn't grown up enough to get the.
Look at that shit. He was happy as fuck though.
Oh, never mind. The brother's dark.
He looks like James.
Oh,
Dude, what's wrong with his fucking eyes? There's barely any whites in him, man. He's got fucking 8 balls for eyeballs. That's fucking terrifying.
barely any whites in him. Okay, Tim.
And hey, so like the
Look,
dad,
I'm sorry if I look for purity. It's my fault.
so like the dad's a T-Rex, right? And then the mom's a whatever. and then they have like crossbreed kids, right?
Yeah.
So like, well, were me and you talking about it, Alex? The like, do you think if you fuck like a chimpanzee that there would be like a weird like half human, half chimp baby?
No, you're a totally different species. You can't crossbreed.
Well, mixed babies are the best
and that's
looking babies,
but like, and that's also the weird thing. Like, why isn't there different species of like human beings? There's mad dogs.
There is.
There's mad like lizards.
No, there have been many species of human beings. They all died.
little people.
That's the idea. There's at least that we've identified. There's like 16 different human beings. And we killed them all.
The Cro-Magnon.
All the- all the-
No, I'm talking
even little
Neanderthals
people.
and the
all the
Homo
different
habilis.
all the different hominids.
Yeah, all the different hominids, and they all fucking died. None of them made it. We're the last humans left.
What do you guys think about that too? Like what?
But there
like-
are genetic markers in like different people that got bred between them.
True. Neanderthals, like, for example,
Yeah.
except for one type, that's what it cracks me up, is that everybody's got like 2.4% Neanderthal in them, except for people of African descent.
Because they're the first people.
Yeah, exactly. Because Neanderthals were in Europe, and so everybody like
where
they when
diseases
they
came
left
from.
to Africa. No,
Do you guys buy into the ancient astronaut theories?
what? What is this?
Aliens.
Aliens. Like that.
Why did you
that
say it like that? Though? Fuck me up.
that's what it's fucking called.
He's been watching
aliens,
aliens. He's been watching Ancient Aliens at his barbershop fucking for like 3
I've
weeks
seen
now.
all 13 seasons. Yeah.
Astronaut.
Yeah, that's what they say on there. That's
Ancient
what they say.
because it sounds if you're like I believe in aliens and then if you're like I'm an ancient astronaut theorist like it sounds way fucking better.
No, it's like
Way better.
when they're a janitor, but they're like
Yeah, but it's still equally wrong. Like,
I don't know. I think that we were influenced like in our distant past by some sort of like I don't
okay,
I don't
what? Present your case.
Oh, fuck.
all the different mythologies like throughout like the presence of something else, you know, coming from the stars. Like every different culture has had their own ideas of what the gods may be, right?
Yeah, every culture also believes in dragons. You think they were real at some point?
I don't think that. I think it might have been a misinterpretation of of what actually happened. Like so angels. Like physiologically impossible. You can't just throw wings on a human being and this motherfucker fly.
Yeah.
Right. But you see some fools descending from the skies and some humanoid creatures coming out. Right. And the only thing you have to compare to that, like the only thing you see ever in the skies is fucking clouds and birds. Right. So
Right.
you're like, the only way I can depict this or talk about it is like they winged creatures, you know, like these creatures that came down and fly.
Or it could have been the other way around, that we're trying to interpret like, hey, what would a higher being be? Oh, what's the one thing we all want to do? Fucking fly. And the only way we know how to do that is fucking birds with their wings. So obviously a person with wings would be a higher being. I think it's just
It's all
mythology.
make believe.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it is make believe. Like
all
it's
story.
why every story across every culture across the entire fucking globe all follow the same patterns, all have the same like arc essentially.
been rewritten.
Is because we're conditioned as human beings to look for these patterns, and because we live on a world that has certain rules, we all find the same fucking patterns.
Just be
I think
good
it's-
to
I-
each other and love each other.
No, I think we're fucking alone. All right.
I don't know.
Don't sleep with your neighbor's wife.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any higher shit. I think we're all alone. All right. I think we just
and-
gotta deal with it.
not necessarily higher, not like some like omnipresent being, like a god.
Yeah.
But I think there is something else and something that kind of
There could
did
be,
that,
but
yeah.
I don't think it's ever fucking visited us.
I mean, there could be the thing too that, like, civilization was wiped out a long time ago, and there was only a few people left that ended up fucking colonizing the modern world.
Yeah.
because
The ancient flood
like
stories,
the
yeah.
fucking pyramids were built way before we even fucking have records of. Like those were the first records of everything.
go
Yeah,
Be-
yeah.
go
Like-
Beckley
like-
No,
Tepe.
no, they weren't. We have records before that from Mesopotamia.
Yeah, but those were in like a different fucking group of like the timeline going back like
Don't get me started on Mesopotamia, my boy.
yeah. See, going back through that fucking
wanna hear
timeline, like all of the shit that happened recently was in this little fucking pocket. Everything before that, like we don't.
We
know
got
where
nothing, yeah.
we got nothing of
Yeah.
like when those fucking pyramids were.
Yeah, 'cause,
when
uh,
Mesopotamia like happened, like the. All
Well,
of
yeah,
that
because
fucking
they
previous
hadn't
shit.
invented writing, and the only reason
Yeah.
they invented writing, you know
The
what
only
the
reason?
Yeah, the whole reason they invented writing,
You were
like
there.
all the massive amount of writing that is kept from Mesopotamia, it's all trade shit. That's it. It's all like, yo, I needed a way to figure out, to keep track of the fact that I got 40 bushels of grain and I want your 5 slaves. And so I got to keep track of that shit.
Or all that shit just got wiped out in fucking all the wars.
That's true,
that
but if
happened.
that's the case, if that's your fucking evidence, then literally you could make up any fucking story you want.
And
Like,
yeah,
there's no
yeah.
eveness for any of it.
Hence religion.
So
I
I'm
don't know, I don't know.
I'm going off
Hence
of what's
fuck-
there.
Yeah,
I don't know if there was a war.
Jesus.
If there was a war and fucking we're here to destroy this whole fucking existence of this race or whatever you want, this fucking like these people, I'm not gonna destroy the invoices. I don't care about the invoices. I'm just saying that could have just been the shit that's left over.
Well, and there's shit that they found that is way old. Like Mesopotamia was what they call like the cradle of life.
No, I'm talking about the first writing, not the first shit that we found. I'm just saying
but that was like whatever you want to say, like the first.
there was
writing,
like five-
like the
yeah.
cun-
It's
like the
argument
cuneiform.
invoices.
But they found now like ruins in modern day Turkey, what is now, and it's 5,000 years before Mesopotamia was even like settled as a basic ass settlement, you know?
Yeah.
And they have like
I know what you're talking about.
monolithic structures and pictures depicting
And there's
like animals
carvings
and shit.
on them and shit. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I've seen. Yeah.
So and the only thing that we know or what we thought for a long time was just that like Sumerian, like that plateau,
Right.
like, and it's.
But again, we know nothing about them. That's why I just go off of what we have. Like, otherwise, it could be fucking anything. That's why I just go
And it really
off
could
of what
be
we
anything,
know.
though, yeah.
Absolutely. But if we're going to do that, then let's have some real fun here. All right? Like, a bunch of blowjob aliens came down, propagated the earth. Like, let's go bananas with this shit. Why are we limiting ourselves? Well, let's have some real fucking fun with these ideas.
That's just as plausible. I'm picturing them like
No, it's not. That's my point.
like with big ass titties, yeah, just like just wanting to fuck.
Just
Actually, funnily enough, the oldest piece of writing we have, you know what it's for? A beer recipe.
Yeah, like a fermentation process.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's absolutely.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like if that's the oldest piece of writing,
That's the oldest piece
it
of writing
had
we
to
have.
be like someone just tried to like fucking wipe everything out.
No, it was, hey, existence is a nightmare and this thing makes it better. Other people must know.
Yeah, but to his point, it's like they wiped out everything but the beer recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they needed that shit.
Yeah. Everything else is like, no, burn everything. Wait, that's a beer recipe? No, hold on. Hold on to that. Let's
Fucking sweet. Actually, if we're going to get into ancient shit, I was just telling Eric, I read this book. It's called How to Train a Fox and
Hold on,
Build a
have
Dog.
you started the?
No, I just finished this book. That's the next one on my list. Is
Have you
the
seen
one
How to
gave
Train
me.
a Dragon?
What? Oh my god!
Just learn how to drown them out.
Went from angels
go
to
frustrated
fucking
Tim.
aliens
Fucking
to
believable.
how to fucking.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Why are you
Train
here?
just to piss you off.
Of course, you reference the kids movie. Good lord, no! It's just all about like 60 years ago in Russia, they kicked off this biological experiment where they wanted to try to tame a fox, or excuse me, not tame it, but domesticate it, like turn a fox into a fucking dog.
Yeah.
Because we've only domesticated a handful of animals,
Yeah.
and
But
foxes.
it's
we
been
don't
over like
deserve
thousands and
dogs.
thousands of years. Too.
Yeah, but that's the idea is like, let's start the process and see what we find. And they found, oddly enough, that within like 3-4 generations, they were already seeing changes. And they were like, biologically, that's not enough time. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And so they've been figuring out all kinds of shit. And this still exists to this day. The study's still ongoing, 60 years in. And they do have tame foxes that are exhibiting dog signs. Like they wag their tails when
That'd be
people
dope
walk
as
up to
fuck.
them.
That'd be dope as
Yeah,
fuck.
it's like they're turning into real domesticated animals, these foxes.
So what would you
It's
call them?
nuts.
You wouldn't call them dogs, would you?
No, you just call them foxes.
It's a fox.
Yeah, it's
We
just a fox.
don't deserve dogs.
What does the fox
They're
say?
the shit, man.
Their loyalty is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But that's what they're trying to get out of these foxes. Like they're trying to see if they can get it to that level.
What do you think people could get that with wolves?
Yeah, and
Those are
that's
dogs.
Have you ever met a dog?
Yeah, all dogs derive from
All dogs go to heaven.
1 and 2.
There you
But
go.
you know how like they used to have like the sleds and shit.
yeah.
So I'm just wondering like, can they get them to that point where they won't fucking like react?
Well,
on,
no,
like,
that's what they're trying to do. Because again, that's what's unique about dogs as opposed to
seen
every
the dog
other
though.
domesticated animal is that they literally crave human loyalty and approval.
But they were
Like,
bred.
come
But they were bred
after-
to do that.
Exactly, and
That
so
we
that's,
made them for that companionship.
but that's what we're
Indians.
trying. But that's what we're trying. They're trying to do with these foxes, and to hopefully see like how our ancient ancestors pulled this off with wolves. And it looks like at least like the introduction to it had nothing to do with us capturing them, and everything to do with them just realizing, like, yo, if we hang around these motherfuckers, they'll just throw us food. And we knew as human beings, like, oh yeah, with these wolves around, like other animals aren't dicking with us either. And that was it. That's how it started. And then it just over the generations, it got closer, closer, closer.
And we all became bitches.
And now we have Chihuahuas.
Fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
It is wild.
Multi-poos.
It is wild that most of our dog breeds have only popped up in the last 200 years. That's all it's taken for us to go from from a wolf essentially to a fucking Maltese.
And even in that, like in the
fucking
last
Shih
like
Tzu.
60, 70 years, like a boxer fucking 60 years ago was a completely different animal than than a boxer now.
Same thing with the English Bulldog. They used to look like kind of big.
Yeah.
And now they're these pug-nosed nightmare dogs.
It's bred for cuteness, pretty much.
I was just hanging out with one Geo.
Meatball? The little meatball? Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking Meatball and Geo. Let's end
Well,
it.
yeah.
Wolves. Oh god damn.
Yeah, when does this shit end?
Will you stop talking, Tip?
The longest one ever.
Motherfucker,
doing
you
this
had your
right?
fucking try.
7125media.com. At 7125media. 25media. 25media. 25media.